I'm rolling with FD.
I am rolling with FD.
I'm rolling with FD.
I'm rolling with FD, baby.
We are rolling with FD.
I'm rolling with FD.
We got alphas and bros in the house.
That's right.
Peace out, my brother.
Woo!
I'm rolling with the F to the D.
Learn something new every day when you're rolling with FD.
We are rolling with FD, baby.
I roll with one person, and that's FD.
I'm rolling with FD, baby.
You gotta love it, man.
Hey, Renee, who you rolling with?
Rolling with FD.
Amen.
Rolling with FD.
You don't have to ask. I'm rolling with FD.
My man, C. Bless. Who you rolling with?
I'm rolling with FD.
I'm rolling with FD.
That's how you just rolling, right? That's the whole thing, right? You roll with it.
I'm rolling with FD.
Manny and Jeremy, who you rolling with?
We're rolling with FD. We don't want to get our asses kicked.
My man, Dan, the card man. I appreciate you, dog. You gotta let the people know who you rolling with.
Well, obviously I'm rolling with FD.
I'm rolling with FD, baby.
Chasing Cardboard is rolling with FD.
Rolling with FD.
Hey, what's up? What's up? We got Big Jon. Big Jon.
What's up?
Can you hear me, man?
Yeah, I can hear you, King.
All right.
I think we're good.
All right. How you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
All right. I've been looking forward to this all day.
Same here. I see you repping the Bulls. See, I got shoulder elbow. Got the banner in the back.
Mm-hmm. All right. I thought now we know we were conversing a little bit about how you got spiffed up there, man. You got the fade going. You got the beard trim.
Yeah, it's time. You know, can't be looking homeless all the time.
All right, we got Demetrius that says waiting for rolling with FT. Demetrius is happy. I'm happy to have you here, man. Thanks for being here. We got Josh Giddy, Big Jon.
What's up, Josh Giddy Collector?
Yeah. All right, so I've been trying to figure out today where I want to start this out at. I know with you, I can go many different places.
We good. Let's
start in the hobby. Let's start Wemby. When I say the name Wemby, what comes to your mind?
Special player, man. He's gonna win. He should win Rookie of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year. Like,
I think he should.
He should. You know, that's a wild thing to win. You know, he's only getting better as seasons went on. Could be scary in a couple of years, barring injury.
I think that's the only thing that could possibly hold him back. I think he's a real talent. He showed me more than I thought I'd ever see. I feel like he's doing more in the court than he ever did in the league he was in before.
Yeah,
I didn't see a guy.
Most games he's played.
Yeah, I didn't see a guy pulling up, shooting threes, and doing all kinds of stuff. It's interesting how sports goes that he could elevate his game, and Scoot is still trying to find his game.
Scoot trying to find his game. I mean, coaching. You got a first-time coach with a rookie. Huh?
That plays a role.
You got a first-time coach. You know, with a rookie player, you got Pop, who's a veteran, you know, one of the best. So used to be a big man. So it's just, yeah, coaches got something to do with that. And I wish Chauncey the best, but he's definitely new in his role and taking his bumps. You know, Damian Lillard leaving didn't do him any favors.
Did not. Did not. And you around Simons, you're around some of these other guys. And I feel like there's something about Scoot that we don't know about. I feel like there's something going on. Suddenly he starts wearing glasses. Never wore glasses before unless he's wearing contacts. As he said, I feel more familiar. I feel more comfortable in glasses. And it's almost like he's played out of position. When I watch Portland play, I see Scoot as like a slash point two guard. He's playing straight two guard.
Yeah. You haven't heard anything about Scoot since the beginning of the year after that G League stint. You haven't heard much about him.
Yeah. He did have a game where he had the NBA record for the worst plus minus in the game.
That was that blowout a couple weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
I mean, but it's Portland.
Yes.
I mean, Wemby's still losing. He's playing well.
He's
He's
going
still
to continue.
losing.
The players that he has around him, he's going to continue to lose. The positive is that his plus minus is pretty decent. Like he's playing pretty decent defense.
Yeah, they're
You would
terrible
think
when
it's
he's
left
on
to
the
right.
court.
What's that?
They're terrible when he's on the court. It's a complete 180 for the plus minus when he's on the court and when he's off.
Why do you think that is? Because his numbers don't look horrible. But why do you think that is?
They got horrible players. They tanked for 2 years, basically. They don't have good talent.
But remember in the season, though, we saw some of the players didn't even want to pass the ball.
Yeah. Again, talent.
I see that in other teams, too. I see some young players that were higher draft picks that people don't want to pass the ball to.
Yeah, well, some of that is, you know, you got to get on my level, but he's already passed. It's a respect issue. You know, we've seen that. Remember how Carlos Boozer talked about, Larry Hughes talked about when LeBron was coming.
And you remember Wagner. You remember Wagner.
Wagner.
He wasn't going to play with the dude.
Right. So, you know.
You remember Monte Ellis with Steph and Clay.
Yep. So, it's you taking my spot. You high draft pick. You get all this hype behind it. You know, my spot is threatened. How many shots I'm going to get off is threatened. How many touches? You know, my wallet from contract standpoint is threatened.
But you know that real baller will shine past all of that. You can't stop a real baller down. You can't stop him down.
Yeah, but you got it's the AAU generation. They've grown up. They've played me ball.
True. So. Let me ask you this question: LaMelo Ball. When you hear the name LaMelo Ball, what comes to mind?
LeVar Ball.
Little Lonzo sprinkling on that thing.
Yeah.
You saw LeVar's comments. You saw LeVar's comments about the sneakers, these trash shoes, right? And he's rose.
Yeah. You know, because his shoes are so much better.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, the funny thing about Lonzo is every time the Bulls start doing good and get momentum, there's a Lonzo post that he's getting better, or he's at the facility or something, and it's just like, go away, get better. I don't need the updates, man.
I think it's because he knows he's not getting better.
Yeah.
I believe Lonzo. I'm no physician, but it seems like the more activity he has, the more inflammation he has and discomfort he has.
Mm-hmm.
So you can sit around and then go dunk. You might be able to do that the rest of your life, man. Mm-hmm. But can you play 82 and probably play 25, 27 minutes each night and battle through screens and shoot the jump shot?
Take that contact, then hit around, pick and roll defense. It's a lot. What could
but do you think it's interesting? Again, we're not physicians. We don't dig deep into genetics, but do you think it's interesting that both ball boys have lower extremity issues right now?
No, I think that's a little genetics right there. Too lean.
Yeah, too lean. Probably built a certain way. I joke all the time that LaMelo, his thighs and his calves are the same circumference.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what's up with Donovan Mitchell? He's been out the last couple of days. What's up with him?
Don't know what's up with that. I just was on Bleacher Report, I think, earlier, and they were saying that the coach is playing for his job in the playoffs. That's ready to fire him early in the season. So,
he has to.
See how it goes.
He has to go.
Bickerstaff.
Yeah, he has to go. There's no way Bickerstaff comes back next year. You got Donovan Mitchell averaging 27 points a game. He really doesn't impact anything. Let's think about that in the NBA. You could average 25 plus a game and not impact anything really in the grand scheme of things.
25 plus a game on how many shots? Probably about 17.
Probably so.
So, I mean, you scoring, but you playing defense. Are you making the right plays at the right time?
Well, you know how
assists,
you playing
rebounds.
defense is what he has. When have you seen Donovan Mitchell? You don't see too much of him on the defensive end. He's like a shorter version of Carmelo Anthony in that way. There's not too much happening on the defensive end. And I just
that team is built funny to me.
It is.
Right. You got Evan Mobley and Jared, the center, Jared Allen, the center, who are basically the same player starting.
Yeah.
Garland and Mitchell are basically the same player.
Yeah.
And I don't know who their small forward is off the top of my head. But it's built. I don't know, it's built weird.
It's strange. It's very strange.
Because you can't really play pick and roll.
No.
And you don't have shooters for, screen and 3-point game for real. So it's a lot of isolation one-on-one ball.
Yeah. No, but
the last game I seen, they played the Bulls a couple months ago. So I haven't seen anything recently, but that's my assessment.
I wonder with Mobley, though, why can't you play pick and roll?
I don't know.
I don't either. You watch them, you don't see it.
I mean, you would think you would be able to play pick and roll, pick and alley oop with those two. Get some easy Clint Capella, baskets going down. So, I don't know.
I've had some people tell me that they thought LaMelo Ball would be the face of the NBA. When you hear that, what are your thoughts?
No. Too immature.
You saw the coach resign in Charlotte, right?
Yeah, that was happening.
We knew this was coming.
Yeah, he was Michael's guy, so he had that security with Michael.
Yeah,
new ownership. He don't have. He's gone either way.
Yeah,
whether he resigns or they fire him, he's gone either way. So
when the guys were on the bench laughing and joking, and they were losing game after game, like this guy's gone. When he came to the press conference complaining about his team doesn't play defense, I knew he was gone.
Mm-hmm.
What about when I say Anthony Edwards? What comes to your mind?
Anthony Edwards, a dog.
You think so? DOG?
Yeah. I love his confidence. I love his irrational confidence.
Definitely has confidence.
Irrational confidence.
Irrational.
I love that.
He's like, I just came back from the moon. I mean, he's just saying all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
So when you say,
but look how well they played without Cat.
You said, how can they play without Cat?
Look at how well they played without Cat.
Oh yeah, you could tell that. You kind of knew Cat's hogging and clogging up stuff. Like they don't need him, and you got Nas Reed out here. As long as Nas Reed's on that team, you don't need Cat.
I think him and Cat are polar opposites on the basketball court.
Oh, they are, but
I don't think Cat is as tough as Ant is, and I think at times that gets in the way because you need him to be aggressive, and he won't.
But Cat wants to play that small forward role.
Yeah, but you're 7 foot tall.
He wants to shoot the three. So you got Nas Reed shooting it, and Nas Reed doesn't clog up the lane.
It's interesting because I don't know. I know that the gym, they like Cat. They love Cat in Minnesota. I don't know if they get rid of him.
I don't see him there next year. We'll see. Mm-hmm. I don't see it. Doesn't make any sense. And then Anthony Edwards plays well with Robert. He plays very well with him.
Yep. They play well together, because Anthony Edwards will actually play defense.
Yes.
And he has a safety net they get by on.
Yes. Do you see Minnesota going far in the playoffs?
No.
What now? Why is that, Big Jon? We're talking about number 1 seed right now.
Yeah. They still got to be. Everybody has to beat Denver. Mm-hmm. You beat them. If you can beat Denver, you can go to the finals.
Yes.
I think 1 through 10, they're not that far off. Different styles of play, not that far off. But the thing is, can you knock off Denver? That's been the last couple of years, even before they won a championship. You gotta beat Denver and beat Joker because they can beat you in so many different ways. Whether it's Murray, whether it's Joker, whether it's Michael Porter Jr. getting hot, Gordon, making plays. They can do it.
Yeah, they got a spot. Who do you think matches up best in the playoffs to possibly beat Denver in the West?
A team that would match up best would be probably the Lakers.
You think so? You think so? Because you got
match
AD?
up the best. Because you got AD, you got AD, you can have LeBron. You can focus on those who you can AR can get hot. And D'Angelo can get hot. So I think that's the best matchup as far as, hey, we can match up with them. Will they beat them? No.
Because, I don't even think the Lakers could beat the Pelicans if they win a 7-game series.
Probably. It's a bad matchup.
Yeah.
More athletic, more running the gun.
Yep, exactly.
But I think Denver can run with the Pelicans. And Zion can't guard Jokic. No. So,
it looks like he has an issue guarding big guys. You would think with his base, he would be able to do that.
But then you're not tall enough.
I think it really comes down to endurance. Because Draymond is what? What is Draymond? 6'8", 6'7"?
6'8". Yeah, like he's 6'6", between 6'6" and 6'8".
Now, he played defense very well against the Joker in 2022.
Yeah.
I don't see Zion having that level of endurance. I think
but his defense is how he stayed in the league.
True. You're absolutely right.
This is who he's been in from Michigan State till he got that.
Yeah,
I have to be the best defender on here and make it tough for the best player on the other team. I want to be in this league.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Zion doesn't have the same responsibility.
You're right.
And I mean, Ingram's the X factor on that team anyway.
He is. But what if Zion continues to lose weight? Because he looks a lot better.
Yeah.
And got that DO. He may not have the G yet, but he got the DO on the defensive end. And maybe his points come down to 22 again. He'd be a phenomenal player, man.
Be a phenomenal player. They need a piece. They still need a piece.
True. True that.
Who do you think is going to win in the East?
I'm telling Big Jon, if Embiid can remain healthy throughout the playoffs, Philadelphia's going to win the East.
It's how long they can avoid Miami. Nobody's talking as usual. Nobody's talking about Miami
because they're not flashy.
They're not flashy. They're grinders. And since LeBron has been in the West, Jimmy Butler has been the most consistent playoff player in the East. He hasn't won like Giannis or Kawhi, but he's been the most consistent. And if Philadelphia would have re-signed him instead of Tobias Harris, that franchise is winning championships.
I agree. Or definitely in the mix.
Yep.
I agree. Do you think Philly with the roster it has, Maxey, Embiid, and it's whoever wants to be number 3 that night, do you think they could beat Miami?
They can. They have a great roster. And I love Tyrese Maxey. Like, the kid can ball, Embiid can ball. I just don't see the East going 7 games with Miami and winning that often. Like, if I had to place a bet on it, I'm gonna go with Miami.
Okay.
But they can, they have the better superstars.
Well, Bam has come a long way.
Yeah.
Since last year, Bam has a mid-range. He's a presence in the post. He's doing a lot of stuff that I wish he did last year in the finals.
He's came a long way. Embiid's still better.
Oh, yeah.
90% Embiid is still better than Bam.
But do you think, has Embiid been tested? Like, has he really had to overcome something to get to the next level? I have never seen that.
Injuries, that's it.
That's it. I've never seen him.
Stopped. His body has stopped him.
Yes.
You know, the worst thing that happened to him was the shot by Kawhi. That's the only thing, like heartbreak. You know, I think they were swept one year in playoffs, lost a couple games, but that shot by Kawhi, that's the only major heartbreak anybody can really remember what happened to Embiid. It wasn't him injuring himself.
What do you think about the slimmer Embiid since he's come back?
Probably for the best. Same thing like Zion.
I hope he stays there. I think that Embiid could do damage.
Mm-hmm. If he could just come in shape into the season.
Yes.
In shape. You know. But when's the last time somebody talked about Embiid cards or Zion's cards? Like, I haven't seen any other show. I haven't seen anybody with them online.
But you know how it goes in a hobby, though. You get, I don't use the word burned, but you have so many dips.
Mm-hmm.
People start talking about a certain card.
Yeah,
like, when's the last time you heard somebody talk about LeBron's Topps Chrome card? No. Now, during the pandemic, everybody talked about that card. That card was up to $53,000.
Mm-hmm.
That card now may be $4,000. Nobody's talking about that card because it's just been this. I was at shows a year ago, and people didn't even want to buy it from me, Big Jon. I had a card. Nobody wanted to buy it. Nobody wanted to touch that. My experience with shows that if it's not liquid, they're not buying. You're right. Yeah, it's unless you know the dealer and what their dealer's PC is. If it's not, like me and my wife was talking about it today. She's like, "When are you going to set up a show?" So I'm like, "Honey, I have Cubs, Bears, and Bulls cards, and we live in Connecticut. Nobody wants what I got but me." It's true. You know, I don't have Red Sox. I don't have Yankees. I got Cubs, Bears, Bulls. I want to set up. That's my goal for the year, but like, I'm not going to rush it because I'm not buying. I can't see buying cards and getting stuck with them just because I want to set up at a show. What would you say is liquid now for those who may be listening that might not know? Luka's usually always liquid. Luka usually always liquid. What are people buying? Bowman U still liquid. So we got the Bowman U, male and females in that product. Ant-Man's still pretty liquid. People are still buying him. Any top 5 baseball player, the Kunas are liquid right now. The Tiny still are selling, a little bit down with the controversy. So you see a lot of different things posted online. You see a lot of different things at shows, but it's still the same old things. Yeah. Well, I know. I gotta imagine when you go to a show in Connecticut, you're probably seeing very similar to what I'm seeing in LA. Probably just a little bit more vintage. So Herbert, Burrow, Anthony Edwards, probably some LaMelo Ball. Richardson is out there. You go table to table, you pretty much see the same thing. Yep. But I wish the main shows in here, a lot of Pokemon. Okay. Up here's a lot of Pokemon. I didn't go to a show Saturday, went to 2 different shops about 30 minutes from the house, and it's just all Pokemon. So there's a lot of Pokemon over in my part of Connecticut. What about vintage? How much vintage is that shows where you are? 2 or 3 tables of vintage. A couple old timers with the binders. So go look through them. A couple Type 1 photos the last time I was there. So, what do you do most of your? Now we have segued into the hobby. What do you do most of your buying? Is it online? Is it on eBay? Is it on Comfy? Is it on, or is it at a show?
Most of my buying is online.
That's me as well.
eBay, I go to shows and, value bin, stuff for me to, resell on eBay or stuff on PC. I usually get half and half, try to make my money back to go buy some more stuff. Right now, what am I doing right now? Working on, I think I told you this too, grade to consignment.
Yep.
So I've been doing that, talking with Reverend Rips.
Yep.
And me and him been, just talking about it. I'm waiting on some grades to come back. So, again, just did my first PSA sub with the help of JD. So, got to get those cards back, and they're going to go out to consignment this week. So, we'll see.
What'd you send in?
O'Neal Cruz Green Topps Chrome 999, and then Cade Horton Bowman, first Bowman Green. That one's behind me because that one's staying with me. That's the PC player for the Cubs.
Okay.
Top 10 prospect in MLB, top pitcher in their minor league program. So we'll keep him.
What do you foresee O'Neal Cruz doing this year?
Good. He looks good so far. So excited. Glad to be back. Barring injury, Ellie's exciting. O'Neal Cruz is exciting. Tatis is exciting. So you got a lot of good young players in the league right now.
Yeah. So let's talk about Ohtani. The word gambling came up. It almost looks like it's getting smaller and smaller in his rearview mirror. Like it's not going to touch him. He doesn't really.
Oh, it won't.
What's that?
It won't touch him.
Yeah, I knew that day one. I felt that strongly, Dave. It's not. Last night he had 2 doubles and 1 home run. He's balling.
I said this before. Like, no matter what, MLB can't get around the conspiracy. No matter what the truth is. Is he guilty? If he's innocent? No matter what the truth is, MLB can't get around the conspiracies of it.
Yep.
And they can't afford their global superstar to be in a scandal.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever, if he's clean, great. If he's not clean, he's going to be clean.
That's right. And how long do you think in this season people are talking about this?
Oh, another month.
I agree. I totally agree. And then do you think you're going to see car prices go back up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the All-Star break,
yeah.
He's on the Dodgers. Like, his car market should be high. He's an international superstar, so you got overseas buying him. You have domestic buying him. He's a great player, and he's on the Dodgers. He's on a premier franchise.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's no logical reason for his cards not to be expensive. No matter what the pop count is.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many fans of him.
Yes.
And then there's so many people who want to move him and make money off of his cards.
Yes.
So it's his prices don't shock me. Unlike other sports, he's the guy.
And most likely you're going to see him in the postseason.
Yes,
this is not a Mike Trout situation with his 162 in summertime. Or, excuse me, vacation.
Mike Trout had the opportunity to go to Philly, his hometown, and play with Bryce Harper.
Mm-hmm.
If he would have done that, you're talking about double, triple the value of his cards.
Well, this is what I asked the question of. So we look at Dame Lillard.
Mm-hmm.
Loyalty to me, and it did make sense. And then you look at Mike Trout. There's a few other people you can name. Kevin Garnett, when he played with Minnesota. Some other players. Mike Trout seems to be very loyal for some reason. And I don't understand why any athlete is loyal. It's just me.
Okay, so I'm a Bulls fan. I'm No matter the players rotate in and out, I'm still going to be a Bulls fan of the organization. But I now understand why fans are fans of players and not teams anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I understand why wherever LeBron goes, his fans go.
Yes.
Because it's not fair. Right? It's not fair if the team wants to trade him, he's traded. No ifs and buts about it. Well, we've seen it with Justin Fields. Most fans didn't want him to be traded. They traded him. They're going to draft Caleb Williams most likely.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So back to the point, Trout being faithful to a losing organization makes no sense.
None.
Right?
Zero.
Then they're not putting. Baseball's hard, right? They gave you Ohtani. Most games it was you and Ohtani 1 for 3 with a home run, and y'all lose 7-2.
Yep.
Like they're not putting pitching around you. They're not putting better young players around you, and you've been there so many years. In baseball, you're going to get your money regardless. Mm-hmm. It's not like in basketball, the team you play for can offer you more money. In football, you get more money with the team you're playing with like that. In baseball, I got $650 million over here in LA. I got $650 million over here in Chicago. I got $700 in New York. You're going to get paid if you're good. They're going to pay you unless you're a Scott Boras client this year. But more than likely, you're going to get paid. So do you want to win? He's been in the league so long, only experienced one postseason.
That's the question.
And they've made it easier to get into the postseason. They've added extra teams.
I would just like to know, has Mike Trout been to the office and sat down and said, I demand help. I need people on this team. And unless I get it by X date, I got to roll. I got to bounce.
I don't think so. There was rumors that he may have did something like that, but he came out and said he didn't.
I don't think I don't think his personality is like that. You know whose personality I think is like that?
Who?
Probably Steph Curry.
Yeah.
Yep.
In a nicer way.
Yeah, in a nicer way. He's going to do it in a professional way, but he's not going to. And there's some other players you can name.
Well, that's why everybody's contract is lining up with his contract.
That's right.
That's why they hadn't got rid of Draymond throughout the situation. So I think it's just difference when how you do it, the respect you have with the organization and who you are. Like, I don't know. Like the interview from JJ Redick with Bob Myers, like it was hard to leave because I wouldn't be around him. Not the organization, not the game of basketball. He wouldn't be around Steph Curry every day. And that made the decision to leave very hard for him. You have that type of player, that type of leadership, the organization's got to listen.
So when I say Draymond Green, what comes to your mind?
Explosive personality. He's the catalyst for so much good and bad. One of the reasons why you got Kevin Durant, main reason why you lost Kevin Durant. One of the reasons why you won championship, main reason you lost the championship.
But Kevin Durant played a role in that. Big Jon, you and I balling together, and you got some words for me. You're not stopping my goal. I'm not stopping your goal. We're going to talk about it. Even if I got a problem with you later on in the locker room, when we get that court, we're like this.
So,
but Kevin can't play like that.
Yeah, well, the rumor was that Kevin came to the office and told him to make Draymond apologize. I was like, You're not going to make him apologize. Yep. You're a grown man. You ain't going to make him apologize.
Yeah.
What he said wasn't wrong. It was just wrong time.
Yeah. It wasn't
wrong time, wrong place. Right words, wrong time, wrong place.
I think if you watch the replay, Draymond never said this, but it almost seemed like he took exception to the clapping of the hands and to give me the ball. He's like, bro, we were winning. Who the hell are you talking to? It was almost like that. Like, who are you talking to?
He said, I'm a grown man. Who are you talking to? I mean, again, we've heard stories from Draymond where he tried to yell at Steph Curry, and Steph Curry was like, I'm gonna shoot it again.
That's right.
You know, Draymond is a type of personality that respects authority, but challenges every day. And if you give him an inch to walk over you, he will walk over you.
But he also likes when you tell him, bro, you're not walking over me.
Right. That's the respect. Okay, I know what the boundaries are.
That's right.
Okay, here's the boundary. You don't give him a boundary, he's going to continue to walk over you.
Yeah. You're going to walk over.
You know, you got to, if you challenge him back, okay. We've seen all in the locker room. Oh, I can't pick on you. All right, we cool.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Yep.
I know you can't be picked on, so we in the foxhole together.
Yeah. That's interesting. I think it was the same thing with Jordan Poole. When Jordan Poole told him he was an expensive backpack, it was like, who are you talking to?
But again, that's built up for years as well, because when the team was bad and Jordan Poole was slow himself, rumor is that players are coming to Draymond, hey, somebody to check this man. What's up, Imani?
Oh, we got Imani in the house, and we're rolling. Imani, what's going on, man? Do you think Draymond will be kicked out of another game or suspended?
Probably.
I'm gonna go on a limb. I don't see it. Because for years, Draymond wasn't really kicked out of games.
No.
Not at all. Most people don't even know Draymond back in them days. Nothing like that. This all started escalating after the LeBron thing, getting kicked out of the finals, and kicking and all that. But before that, when Draymond was trying to be on that court and get his money and prove himself, when he was going against the league, you see none of this.
So my question, though, do you see the Warriors winning another championship? Because the pundits say they're not.
Oh, the pundits said that before.
Yeah.
You want me to get crazy with you?
Go for it. We're ready for a hot take.
Warriors are going to win 2 more championships.
With this core.
With Draymond, Steph, Clay, and whoever else is around. And there's going to be some other people around.
Yeah. I give you 1. I ain't giving you 2.
They're going to top Mike Jordan, bro. And this is going to flip up everything. LeBron's going to be left out in the cold, and it's going to flip everything. That's just what I'm thinking, Big Jon.
That's what you're hoping for.
We talking about greatness.
We talking about greatness. Well, we know you biased when it comes to LeBron in your top 20. Like 19.
He's gonna be 11. You know LeBron ain't that high, bro. Come on, you know this. Come on, when you watch him every night, you're like, man, why is this dude still on the court? But okay, let me ask you that question. Big Jon, why is LeBron James still playing basketball? Let's be for real right now. You think that's the only reason?
Yeah, because he can. If he really wants to play with one of his sons, he can continue. He's seen Brady continue playing. He can. He has all the leverage with the Lakers. He has all the leverage with the league. And like Marcus just said, he's chasing the ghost. He's chasing the greatest.
No, he ain't chasing a ghost. Where are we at? He's not chasing a ghost. This is a man named Michael Jeffrey Jordan. He's not chasing a ghost.
Okay, you're right. Mike is still alive.
Yeah, still alive.
He's still alive and kicking.
Yeah.
He's chasing 23.
Yes.
And he ain't caught up with 24.
No, he has not to me. No, he has. That's why I got Kobe at 5 all the time. And I got LeBron at 11. Oh, yeah. Well, if the ball game is on the line, who do you want to have the ball? Bean Bryant or LeBron James?
Bean.
Yeah. All day, all night. Marcus says LeBron already in the cold, but Warriors not winning no more. Okay. I'll tell you, every week we practice our two-step here, getting ready for the parade, just so you know. Steps will not be off when this thing pops off.
You might be practicing for a while.
Okay, I may be, but it's going to be tight when it comes. Robert says Draymond is a cancer. People say stuff like that, but he actually makes people better. I don't even understand why people think he's a cancer. You never played with someone that you want on your team, but you don't want to play against?
Yeah.
That's Draymond Green.
Yeah, he does everything for them defensively. He can do things offensively. He's a leader on the team, but he's also a pain to deal with at times. And he does some things to hurt the team.
He could be. But I just don't see in this playoff run what's about to go down. So Miami got to the finals last year with the same seed.
Yeah.
What do you see Golden State doing this year? Make sure I hear this, Big Jon.
That's second round.
Second round.
Second round. I don't know if
Big Jon,
again.
You got second round being put in?
Yeah. Who do they have to go through? That's the question.
I don't see anybody in the West that's ranked higher than them in a seed. That's a problem. Sacramento's not a problem. Minnesota's not a problem.
Sacramento's a challenge for them. Sacramento's a matchup challenge for them.
No, Sacramento's not going to be a problem. I don't even see OKC as a problem.
No, OKC won't be a problem for them.
No. I don't see who else is up there. I'm trying to think of these teams. Like, who do I really think could be an issue?
Denver.
Denver's the only team you got to look out for.
But if they win the first playing game, they're going to have to meet Denver in the second round.
That can happen. That can happen. It happened in 2022. It can happen.
Yeah, it's.
So think about this:
how you avoid Denver.
So when we talking about the Joker, you got Looney, Trace Jackson Davis, Draymond.
Mm-hmm. Joker, Aaron Gordon.
Yep.
That's what you got 3 to match up against 2.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the 2 is an MVP caliber.
So what I'm gonna do with Aaron Gordon is I'm gonna have Kuminga and Wiggs switching.
And then how do you deal with Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr.? Who's the defender you put on Porter?
Either Klay Thompson or the Wiggs Kuminga split.
And does Wiggs show up offensively in the playoffs this year?
We really need Wiggs to show. Yeah, I think he can, but we definitely need him to show up defensively in the playoffs. We need that Wiggs that played against Luka in the Western Conference Finals in 2022, who was all up in Luka.
Where is the Mavs placed at? They're 5th?
I want to say 5th or 6th.
Let's see.
Now they got problems, Big Jon. That team won't be around. You're talking about second round. Dallas Mavericks.
That team has problems. They got 2 primary ball handlers who need the ball to score.
Yeah, but both of those ball handlers don't play defense.
And then we're not even talking about the Clippers. The Clippers are at 4.
The Clippers are beyond Denver. The Clippers are the biggest problem in the West.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because any of their 3 can give you 50 a night.
That's right. And they play decent defense. And you don't know the X factor of Westbrook off the bench. You just don't know what he's going to do. But Alex is dropping knowledge here. Alex says, I got them winning 1 more. Something big is coming soon. I feel the same thing. The roster that you see right now will not be the roster next year for the Golden State Warriors.
So the Warriors have to be either the Pelicans or Sacramento in the play-in game to get into the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. The Pelicans and who else?
And Sacramento.
They can do both of those.
Same thing with the Lakers. They got to beat one of those 2 teams.
Lakers are going. I think the Lakers are going home earlier than Golden State. LeBron can't save this. He can try, and that's why he's been taking games off and having flu-like symptoms. And he's trying to rest some bones.
Yeah.
Tonight,
I think next year should be his last year, regardless.
AD said, "Who's last year?"
I think next year should be his last year, regardless.
Well, how's he? So he gonna play with Bronny? Something? Bronny come to the Lakers?
Hey, undrafted free agent. Sign.
Let's get on that right quick. What's Cap, Imani? What Imani talking about? Imani, I want you right by me now. Don't be like this. When we get that 2-step on, I want you and Big Jon. Right there.
Shout out to Imani, because him and Tanya with the F1 talk have been doing really good. I've been enjoying them on Instagram.
Shout out to Imani and Tanya. Shout out. Imani, you got to tell me more about that Cap, though. Marcus says Dallas can give him some go. He says, come on, playoffs is a longevity game. You're dealing with younger teams, and then you got Denver waiting. Okay. So Denver, you think Denver is repeating?
No.
Okay, because we're right there together. That's not happening. It's not.
I don't think they're repeating. I don't know who's going to win it, but I don't think they're repeating.
No, neither do I.
I think if you play it back last year, I think Miami learned enough and Bam's improved enough to win. If you get Philadelphia in there, I think Philly can win it.
Y'all not beating Denver. Okay, Monty. All right. Okay. Remember you said that. Let me get a little screenshot right quick.
Amani, you know FD get the hot takes when it comes to the Warriors.
Bro, I'm telling y'all, don't trip. Because people said the same thing in 2022. How y'all going to defend the Joker? And then he got balled up. Got handled. That was some switching. There was some things coming at him. He didn't know where it was coming from. Same thing's about to happen. The X factor is Caldwell Pope and Reggie Jackson. Those two guys are a problem.
I don't think Reggie Jackson's a problem.
You don't think so?
He's there. No.
Who would you rather have, Reggie Jackson or Brown?
Brown.
You see what Brown has done since he left, right?
Yeah.
Which is nothing.
He's on Toronto.
But before that, he was with the Pacers. Nothing.
I think Brown's is a better fit than Denver.
Okay.
That's just what my belief.
I respect.
System matters. System matters.
I think we're saying the same thing. I respect.
Yeah.
I respect. Marcus is saying Philly, come on. So Marcus, now you're knocking the door down. You're knocking everything being said. I got to hear what you're talking about. Philly, insert Soldier Boy, me. I want to hear what you're talking about. Who does Marcus Gray think is about to shake up some stuff in the playoffs?
If I know Marcus, he might be pulling for the Bulls.
That 9 seed, Marcus? Come on, bro. You know,
so me and Marcus we are childhood friend. That is my best friend, and he's gonna knock everything I say. But
Marcus says he has Denver going.
Against who?
Yeah, against who? I don't see Denver winning. I don't see it. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I don't even think the Joker wants it like that. He doesn't even want it like that, man.
Hey, you can still treat it like a job and do it well.
I think that's what he's doing. Like, you hear him talk, it's like, he didn't even want to go to the All-Star game.
I mean, it's just, listen, he treats it like a job. He just happens to be very good at it.
Okay. I need him to treat it like a job when it comes to playoffs.
He did last year. You see, he was. I got to be here another day. I'm trying to get back to my horses.
That's right.
No, horses is his passion.
I give it to him, though. He kicked it all summer long. I give him that. Him and Eric Gordon was kicking it. I can't hate on it. Bro, they told the Joker they buy him a new horse if he wins. Go ahead, Marcus.
Who coming out the East? Who do you got coming out the East?
I'm telling you, I'm thinking Philly. If Dame can step up, Milwaukee could do something. Milwaukee could be in the Eastern Conference Finals. Dame has to step up. Middleton has to play.
You trust Doc coaching?
I can coach it I can trust it for the short term. Who I do not trust is Boston. I don't care what their record is. I don't trust them. They got to show me. I just don't even see that happening, man. They got to show me that. I see them actually going out early. You talking about Milwaukee last year, early. Now think about if Boston plays. What seed is Miami?
Miami.
If Boston plays Miami, Boston's not winning that series.
Miami's 8. They in the play-in.
I don't see Boston winning that series if they play Miami. He said Doc don't want to be in Milwaukee, and you think the players going to play? Well, they said Griffin was the problem. Doc is terrible. They need to trade Dame down to Miami and let Jimmy go there and smack some sense into people. I'm telling you, I don't think Dame can play with Jimmy. That would be a problem. Imani says Miami's coming out of the East. But Imani's been saying this all season that I've talked to him, and I don't think lightning hits the same tree in the same place on the tree 2 years in a row.
Listen, they've been in the finals 2 of the last 3 years.
Yep. Send Jimmy to the Bucks.
If Jimmy's your second best player, you can win a championship. It's harder with him as your best player, but if he's your second best player with his attitude, his commitment to the game, and especially his consistency in the playoffs, you can win a championship with him as a number 2 player.
But who's going to be the
harder as a 1?
But he's going to put pressure on number 1. You know he went to Philly and didn't believe in Embiid.
Yeah. And Embiid was sad for him to go. The best thing that Milwaukee did was get a player like Pat Vail that can put a battery in your player's back and it's going to challenge.
Well, Doc put him as a starter tonight.
Yep. Take the pressure off of Dame from having to play some defense.
Yep, because that has to happen because Dame's not going to play.
But again, Pat Bev, if you let him tell it, he's been in danger to make him try to play defense. So I think also for Doc, having a player that's going to bounce your system and be your voice like Pat Bev,
I agree.
It's good for him to have that. That's why that was his first move.
Why do you think Doc took this job?
I have no idea.
For the dollar? So what did this guy take?
Could have been for the dollar. He was already getting paid by the organization to do nothing and be on TV. It can't be about money. I don't know. Why they wanted him, I don't know. Why he took the job, I don't know. It's a bad fit.
Doc likes money, like some dollars.
But he was getting paid to broadcast.
So let me ask you this question. Let me switch topics. Let me ask you a real deal question. I want Imani, Marcus, everybody that's up in here. LP, Doc is terrible. I want everybody to chime in. Why does the hobby hype up quarterbacks when it's the most difficult position to play probably in professional sports? And everybody knows that most of these guys are going to fail.
Same reason why they get paid the most. They touch the ball at every play. They have the most effect on the game.
So you think that's why the hobby is hyping up Zach Wilson and Kenny Pickett and who else can I name? What's the kid from the Commanders?
Sam Howell. Yes.
People that we know are trash players.
Mm-hmm.
But we still talking about.
Who gets more credit for the Patriots beating Seattle? The defender that made the game-winning play or Tom Brady?
Tom Brady. What we got? Man, let me end this podcast. Marcus, I can send you a link, man. You hit me up. Because I've done
Market
this with Big Jon. You hit me up on rollingwithfd@gmail.com. I will send. Here, let me know your email. I will send you a link. Because it's football and people are lazy. No, it's deeper than that, Imani. We gotta get deep. We gotta get deep. We know they're trash. It's like saying Bronny is about to be an all-star. You can't shoot 36% at USC, and you about to go to the league and blow. We know this. We got May coming out of North Carolina. We know he's probably gonna be trash. He said, "Look, I've been drinking whiskey. I got hot takes all day." Okay.
Marcus has hot takes about everything. Okay, you want to ask him about what the Bears should do, about who they should draft? We can go all night with that one.
I just don't get why we talk about these quarterbacks, and we know that they're not going to be good. And this year, I guarantee you, Big Jon, this year, at least 3 or 4 quarterbacks are going to be hyped. J.J. McCarthy,
Drake May,
Drake
Williams,
Yep.
Daniels.
Yep.
They have listen. They're going to be in situations where they're going to play now. They're going to have to be on the field. You're going to have the hype from college. You're going to have the hype from their draft. You know, Stephon Diggs can't be good without the good quarterback throwing the ball. So they have the most effective play. I don't understand why defenders, your top defenders are not well received in the hobby. Right? I don't. You look at how much off the field admiration people have for Jason Kelce. Nobody cares about his cards. How mainstream he's gotten over the past 2 years. Even you got the Philly fans, they have any Jason Kelce cards? No. Asking, do they love Jason Kelce? Yes. It is football strictly about quarterbacks. That's where all the money's at. That's where all the hype's at. And people are going to follow the money.
So what you're saying is illogical.
Oh, very illogical. We talked about this before. The hype cycle.
Yeah.
Everything is about the hype cycle. And if you have the play to back up the hype cycle, you're going to be expensive. And then you're going to drop when you don't. We've seen it with Luka. We've seen it with Zion. You've seen it in baseball. You see it in football. Now that's cap, Imani. Drake May would not be good.
Hey, Imani, come on, bro. There's no.
I don't trust a quarterback from North Carolina to save my life.
Neither do I. You know that's not true, Imani. Don't come up in here with that. You know that's not true. It's just interesting to me, man. We go through the same cycles. Somebody's going to be just torn apart. That Drake May is now back up in Buffalo in the 2 years. Just interesting. Hype causes anticipation, which is good for business. It's not really good for business, though. People say that's short term. It's not really good for business. Because at some point, your consumer is going to start to understand the cycle.
But have they? They still haven't. It's been 4 years now. They have not understood the cycle. People still don't buy enough in the offseason. People still buy quarterbacks too high.
Uh-huh.
They still buy products, $20,000 products to get 2 cards. And they get mad when you get a $10 card. The hobby hasn't smartened up because then box value would be cheaper. If they smarten up, they wouldn't buy this high end. They wouldn't buy archives with 1 guaranteed auto for $100 and get a $5 auto in that product.
You know what always gets me the information that doesn't come back?
Mm-hmm.
Like we don't know unit sales on these cases and boxes. That information never comes out. So we don't know exactly how this product is moving.
You don't know exactly how much is made.
No.
You have to do a lot of math and calculation to figure out how many made.
Yeah, so that means that we really don't know demand. If we don't know how it's moving and we don't know how much is made, we don't really know demand. So that's when other things illustrate to you demand. A high price makes the average person think this is well sought after. If you see somebody breaking it, you're like, man, I want that product. So that creates the hype engine. That creates the marketing. But we don't know anything about this product.
And you have to have discipline in the hobby.
Mm-hmm.
You know, reasons for why you're buying something. And it's okay to rip something just because you want to rip something. That is quite okay. But no, I'm ripping this because I'm ripping it. And if I don't get nothing, I can't be mad. I can't come on Instagram and Twitter and say, oh, I bought this hobby box and all I got was a Devin Booker patch to $999.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
True.
You have to understand why. Who is Michael Pratt?
Yeah, who is Michael? I was thinking the same thing. Who is Michael Pratt? I wish I could Google that right now.
I have not looked at any draft information because honestly, the Bears made me mad when they traded Justin Fields, so I don't care. Just get the players in, and I'll root for you next year.
You don't believe in Caleb?
No, not at all.
Neither do I.
I believe in DJ Moore though.
Oh, Tulane. Imani talked about this guy. Tulane's quarterback. Imani is like, he's on some stuff, man.
Is he gonna be next year's Brock Purdy? Because nobody's seen Brock Purdy coming out and being what he's been.
Well, where do you see him going? Well, what's going to happen to him next 2-3 years?
Playoffs consistently. They got a good team. John Lynch seems to be a competent GM, and they have a goal of winning the Super Bowl. So
okay, I'm gonna say he never wins the Super Bowl, and then at some point here, which is probably after this season, they start breaking this team up. Because I'm not sticking around. If I'm Kittle, if I'm some of these players, I'm not sticking around, bro. I'm not waiting for the tulip to develop. I'm not.
What's your thoughts on Aaron Donald retiring?
He should have retired 3 years ago. He's been done for 3 years. He's been bagging his Brinks truck up, picking up checks for 3 seasons. When they moved him out to defensive end, bro, he was already done before that. But that just tells me he's done. Big Jon, you know how different it is to play the tackle and how it is to play the defensive end.
Yeah.
Okay. So he told somebody, I'm tired of being double teamed, and I'm tired of fighting through that. And notice they brought in Dominican Sue to help him with the double team. That's why I knew he was kind of done. Then they brought in Von Miller to help him with the double team. And then when those two players left, he went out to defensive end, which meant to me, I'm just here to pick up checks. I don't care if we win or not. I don't care how many sacks his numbers start going down. I don't care what happens with all that. I'm going to get paid, and then I'm about to get up out of here.
I mean, he got paid, and he retired healthy. So I will give him that.
Yeah, I'll give him that. But he's not the most dominating defensive tackle of all time. Like you want to say he is. He's not that.
No, you had way more dominant, but Marinero, maybe, but you had Warren Sapp was way more dominant.
I think John Randall
was
a harder player to guard to block instead of Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald was cool. I mean, he's a DT that looks a certain way. He allows you to present him. He speaks well.
Mm-hmm.
We know some defensive tackles in the past don't give a damn about none of that.
Nope.
They hit a ball. But Warren Sapp was one of them. Don't care what you think when he's in the interview. He's going to say what's on his mind. So that's not, we're not marketing him like that. But Aaron Donald has more of that appeal to the masses. So I can see him being the IG, social media, on Sundays, NFL Fox guy that you're talking about. Because, good player. Can't take nothing away from him. I wouldn't want to block him for an entire game.
I wouldn't want to block him for a play.
Yeah, he has a lot of go. But we talking about all time. I'd like to know what Reggie White would have thought if he saw Aaron Donald out there on defensive end. That's just not. Come on, man. Who else I want to ask you about? We talked about Brock Purdy. Kay Cunningham. Who is he?
I don't know. I don't
Neither
think the
do
Pistons
I.
know either.
Neither do I. It's a great answer.
That's another organization that's just terribly ran right now.
It is. Do you think there will be some front office changes? Do you think Monty Williams is back? Do you think the GM is back?
Depends on Monty Williams' contract. They gave him like a 6-year contract, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
Depends if they want to continue to pay him out or not. But I don't know.
Well, I think he refuses. He has the option to refuse a buyout.
Yeah.
I think I read that.
Who knows?
Caleb, who? No, like that. What about Williams? You think Caleb Williams can do something?
Since we're going to draft him, I'm hoping. Do I know? No. You know, it's funny because the same things that they're saying about him is what they said about Justin.
It is the same exact dialogue.
And you knew who you had as a person in your locker room with Justin Fields.
Yes.
And you had the option to franchise him for the next 2 years. So it's not a money issue. This is I'm a young GM and I'm with an organization that don't want to spend money and I need to do something to stay in my job and do what everybody has told us.
Because as fans, we think all the time that moves are made based on performance, and most of the time they're not. Never forget that a decent QB can be made to look good with a good line. True. Caleb will get a GM fired in 2 years.
Yeah.
I believe Detroit has a lot of cap room. But smoothness, if Detroit came knocking at your door, you going to the Pistons? I don't think so. If the Bears would have did what they did this year and put a line behind Justin, he would have ran the North. That's true.
And you got to remember, the Bears got better once they got Montez Sweat. Ryan Pace came in, gutted the defense for salary cap reasons, and then we were bad defensively.
Mm-hmm.
When we got better on defensive line, when we got Montez Sweat, the Bears' second half of the season was a completely different team, offensively and defensively. First half of the year, they lost games under a touchdown.
Yeah, lost a lot of
games. 2-3 games under a touchdown.
Yep.
You had no reason, no logical performance-based reason to not give him another shot. Now, the return you've gotten for the 2 first-round picks and trading Justin Fields and trades that you've gotten, nice. Nice job with everything you've gotten. Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, another first-round pick. Like, good job there, Ryan Pace. I would give you your kudos. But you could have traded down to 4, hit a 4-9, took Marvin Harrison Jr., and I would have rather have Marvin Harrison Jr. than Keenan Allen in that situation.
What do you think of Luka Doncic, man?
Good player, overhyped, got the machine behind him, got the media behind him, holds the ball
too much,
but he can win you games.
He's a scorer, man.
Mm-hmm.
He has a very good jump shot from the corners. He can penetrate. He's a scorer.
Yeah.
And he's going to have coverage because he scores. We don't really talk about a lot about what he does on the other end of the court and how does he get his other players involved. When he sits down, takes a day off, and Kyrie's running that team, it looks different. Starts moving around different. This might be crazy, but to some people. But if you moved to Luka, left Kyrie there, brought in some other pieces, Dallas is a better team.
They won't win games.
But they're not going to win meaningful games then.
They won't make the playoffs with Kyrie running the show.
If you brought in next level talent, they'd be an 8 seed and a 7 seed, 6 seed.
You've had next level talent with Kyrie.
But you've also had next level
Boston.
talent. But you also have Brunson with Luka.
Yeah. Kyrie has shown me nothing that he is a leader of a team.
Do you think Luka is?
I think Luka is because he has the machine organization. Mark Cuban says he is.
Okay. I respect that. I see that.
I think Kyrie has always wanted to be the man and act like he was the man, but Cleveland, he didn't win.
Well, this year, another guy, he's averaging 25, 26 points a game.
Kyrie?
Yeah.
Good complementary piece.
That doesn't really.
He's a good 2.
I'm telling you, Big Jon, I think Dallas is leaving the playoffs really early. Extremely early, to the point where a lot of questions are going to be asked.
Who does Dallas have to go trade? I don't think you get anybody in free agency to them.
Mm-hmm.
And who would you want? I mean, Phoenix is probably going to end up blowing their team up.
They have to. They're going to go out early.
They don't have salary cap, so
no. And people keep talking about Booker. I don't see it. I don't know what they're talking about. We all know who Bill is. We knew that before they gave him $20 million.
Mm-hmm.
KD just wants to shoot the ball. So, who wants to clone Steph Curry? I don't think he can, Brendan. Can you? Big Jon, can you call him? He said Caleb couldn't do anything at USC, and he won't do anything with the Bears. You want to talk about Steph? Let's talk about Steph. What do you think of Steph? When I say Steph Curry, Big Jon, what comes to your mind?
Best shooter of all time. Top 5 player. Top 5 most influential player. Nobody wants to play like LeBron, but everybody wishes they could shoot like Curry.
So what I'm out and about, and I've asked people this, people in my home, they know this. I ask this question all the time. If I see somebody wearing Jordans and they're under 30, they really haven't seen Mike play.
Nope.
But I asked them, okay, looking at your feet, why are you rocking Jordans? I was at a place one day. This person was 19 rocking Jordans. Kept them clean, took pride in them all. So I said, why are you rocking Jordans? And you're of the LeBron generation. Why are you not wearing LeBrons? He said, man, nobody wears LeBrons, man. No, I'm not wearing that. Why is that? With a GOAT, we have the all-time scoring record. We're still padding stats right now by any means necessary. Why does no one wear this dude's shoes?
I don't know. Don't ask me about fashion trends because I'm not the person to answer those questions.
Let me ask you this, though. You ever owned a pair of Jordans?
Yeah, of course.
You ever owned a pair of LeBrons?
No. I've owned probably 4 pair of Jordans in my lifetime.
What's that?
I've owned like 4 pair of Jordans in my lifetime. I'm not big
I've
on
owned 4 or 5, something like that.
Hey, got my first pair on Foot Locker on Madison and Pulaski.
There you go.
And levels.
So that brings back memories. You're talking about Madison and Pulaski. Steph should have 3 MVPs and 2 Finals MVPs. Actually, should have 3 Finals MVPs. That's right, I said it. Okay, but Hero 3, let me ask you this question. Who else do we speak like this in terms of? Who else do we say should have Finals MVPs? Kobe. If we think that, Who else did we say that about?
Kobe.
That's
He
right.
should have enough. He should have had one of those Nash MVPs, and he should have one of the MVPs that Shaq got from the finals.
So I'm saying Hero 3 is telling me that greatness is on the court. If we're talking about should have had finals MVPs, we don't talk about that about too many players at all. Imani over here, I think Imani is just seeing his keyboard work, man.
Now, Monty, my son loves Curry's. So
They're actually
he's
nice
17. He loves Curry's.
Actually nice shoes. They might know this. Money knows this. I would never compare MJ and LBJ, but people do, Brendan. I wouldn't either. There's no comparison. Shaq and Kobe. Yeah. I firmly believe Steph Curry is the greatest point guard of all time. I think he has more work to do. It wouldn't surprise me if he leaves the game with 30,000 points.
But if he was 6'6", you wouldn't hear that much about LeBron James being better than him. If he was 6'6", 6'7".
Yep.
And shoot like he can.
Yep, true.
I think his size is the only reason why he doesn't get the same amount of respect as being one of the greatest players.
Well, people thought you couldn't have a shooting backcourt and win a championship.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, Steph, Clay, Draymond represent a complete change in mindset and what people look at in the NBA. I think there are going to be players in the future that also change some things. It won't just stop here. But these guys are just different, man. Draymond the other night was boxing out Wemby. Wemby's a foot taller than him.
Yeah.
Don't worry about this guy.
Fundamentally sound. Footwork, know where to be at. When that ball comes off, he had Wemby over the back fouling him at the end of the game. It's just interesting when you see that player, whoever that player is, go from relying on their physical gifts to relying on their knowledge of the game when their physical gifts start to erode. Some of the best basketball you'll see is somebody like that. LaMelo had ugly shoes, but is still on track, pending a change of venue. You could take LaMelo to Mars, Venus, or Neptune. He's never going to be a better player than what you see right now. We can blame Charlotte. It's not Charlotte. I would say it's probably one's preparation and how they carry themselves every day of the week. If you want to be, would you rather have Cade or LaMelo?
I would rather have neither, but I don't believe in either one. I would have to lean towards Cade. I don't see anything from LaMelo Ball. He's a splash in the pan. I always say it's like when you take a skillet and you put some grease in it and you heat it up, you get it real hot, and then you throw water in it.
Mm-hmm.
That's
sizzle.
That's a mellow ball. He's the sizzle king. That's what he does. He's gonna come out. You notice his first step is not fast. He's gonna give you 23 any kind of way he needs to. He's gonna play moderate defense.
What kind of age are we in the NBA where averaging 23, 25 is not enough? Are the rules?
Because Big Jon, the league is watered down. So if you average 23, 25 today, back in the day, you'd average 16, 17 points a game. And you can see it. When you're watching the game, you don't see anything happen. There's nothing happening here. And think about how many 20-point players it was not an All-Star game. You got to think De'Aaron Fox didn't make an All-Star game. Sabonis didn't make an All-Star game. There's going to be more players like that because the league is watered down. And people act like this is not the case. Scoring is up, defense is down. The league has promoted that. You got a team like Golden State goes to the line less than almost most teams. The Lakers go to the line the most. So if I want to control the game, I control through the ref. Big Jon, you come through, I'm sending you to the line.
Mm-hmm.
But I got to work for it. And even when I get hacked, when I do a jumper and my body kicks out, now it's an offensive foul. I can control the game through that ref. And so when the commissioner of basketball says, well, we're going to do things to try to promote more balanced play. It's a word choice used, more balanced play. You're going to start to see the ref being a part of that.
Yeah, maybe start calling traveling.
Yep. And then you're going to see points level out. So you're going to see these guys who are like at 22. Suddenly they average 15. But then what? So now you average 23 and above. You're probably a real all-star. You're probably going to be there. Probably playing some defense. You're going to take your team to the playoffs. And this is why we're going to start seeing teams go to the playoffs who don't play defense, and they're going to be going home. Nobody cares about how many points you score then, because defense will win championships throughout the test of time. And if you're not doing that, you're just playing around. You're really playing an 82-game season.
We'll see. You got to see what they do, because the All-Star game was ridiculous.
Yep.
The scoring all year has been good to watch and exciting to watch the game, but it's been, scoring 140 points, 120 points, night in, night out, game ends, like that's unheard of.
You got to think, Donovan Mitchell scored what, 69 or 71? What did he score? Something crazy. He ain't been right since. He's been really out since. He's been on and off. And then you get Embiid. Embiid scored 70, I think 70-something, 69. He hasn't been right. Got hurt against Golden State. Now, Luka scored 73. Somebody hit me up. I'll never forget this, brother. Somebody hit me up the day after Luka, the morning after Luka scored 73 and said, FD, this is something Jordan never did. Jordan played Boston, had 5 Hall of Famers on the team in the playoffs. Luka hasn't played anybody this season with 5 guaranteed Hall of Famers. And won't.
Well, you see, DeJounte Murray said he put up 50 shots and was like, "Can I stop shooting?" Like it hurt.
That's what I'm saying, dude. He probably got in the tough eyes. You can tell in the post game interview, he was dead tired.
Yeah. But my question is, okay, you shoot up 50 shots in the game and that makes you tired. But we see a player like Curry, or even JJ Redick, I gotta get up 300 shots a day.
Yeah, but Curry, so Draymond said after every game, Curry lifts and goes through a post-game ritual where he takes his body down to relaxation. But he's lifting weights. So he's trying to build while his adrenaline is flowing, his blood flow is right, he's trying to build, and then he takes his body down. You ever seen a clip of Curry in a club?
No.
You ever seen Curry out of shape?
No.
I'm pretty sure his diet is regimented. Like he's eating certain things. I just think if you don't, and Shane said this after a game recently, he was talking about consistency. And he said, I eat my relationship with my family, what I do post game, what I eat for breakfast, what I get up in the morning with, how I take care of my body when I hit the training room. It's the same all the time. Most of these guys are not doing that.
The definition of a professional.
Baron Davis did an interview recently and said that the We Believe Warriors, every day they were kicking it, man. They were in a club or somewhere kicking it every day.
Yep. I've seen that. I mean, there's no right or wrong way, right? To do it. We've seen people go to the club every night, and be great like Dennis Rodman. We've seen professionals like Curry, but your job is to shoot the ball. You are a shooting guard. You say, I put up 50 shots, and that was too many shots. Like, how much work are you putting into your craft? Like,
Well, he shot 44 shots, and what did he have that night?
he had 50.
Yeah, he had 50.
So
So
you shot 44 and got 50.
it's really a horrible night, Big Jon.
Yeah.
It's horrible. And for all those out there that think, what are you talking about? He had 50 points. You are such a high percentage of shots and scoring for your team, but your conversion is low.
Right.
So
you average less than 1 point a shot.
yeah, he should have 50 on 26 or less shots. Great night. Pete said was busy watching Ant-Man drop 51. This goes back to what we talked about. Ant-Man dropped 51.
Who they play tonight?
I don't know.
I didn't watch any NBA doing March Madness. I just watched the girls' ball.
Let's speak on that. So you watched the girls' ball. Did you watch the men's tournament?
Nope.
I didn't watch one game. I didn't spend any time on any game watching that. Nothing.
You don't know who any other man players are. You
Nope.
don't know how good any other teams are.
They probably won't be in the NBA.
And the man's game doesn't match what you see in pro.
No.
They're the same sets year in and year out. So it's hard. It's more fundamental, but it's a harder game to watch.
Yeah.
In the NBA, we have no defense. In college, you had bad offense.
Yes.
The fact that in one game, team scored 30 straight in the second half.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how do you not? Hey, okay, get to it. Let me go in and try to get fouled to go to the line so I can get a bucket. They go 30 straight.
Says a lot.
But the women's games were exciting, even the blowouts, even the close games, and not just the main games when you had Caden Clark and USC and LSU, Juju. Like that whole tournament was a good watch.
What do you think of South Carolina?
Love them. You want to get in the nitty-gritty of South Carolina? You had the undefeated team win the national championship, and the story is about Kaylin Clark losing. Why is that?
Undefeated team win a national championship with 5 new starters.
With 5 new starters, black head coach, only lost 3 games in the last 3 years.
Olympian head coach.
Only lost 3 games in the last 3 years. But the story is Caitlin Clark lost.
It's interesting. It's very interesting.
That there you go, being twice as good for half the recognition.
And then we have a player come out and D up Caitlin Clark. This rapper.
Seatbelt gang.
You talking about shooting poorly. Shooting 27.1%, I think, with this person guarding them, and shooting a little over 30 for the game.
Full turnovers, got the ball stolen 4 times. That halftime still straight cookies. But Raven Johnson had a lot to prove to herself.
Mm-hmm.
For the most of it, last year when LSU beat Iowa, it was for Raven Johnson. For the disrespect of Caitlin Clark waving her off that game.
Yep.
Jay said, Angela said it, and she took that. Raven Johnson took that to heart, worked on her game, worked on her faith, bunker down, and she didn't come out in this game like I got to score. Even in the tournament, she made shots when she needed to.
Yep.
She played good defense all tournament, and she locked her up. Second half, Caitlin Clark had 18 in the first quarter, 12 points for the rest of the game.
But nobody's really a lot of people are not talking about this. People are trying to move on. People are not talking about this.
But again, USC was the best defensive efficient team all year long. And in that championship game, you didn't see the passing pockets wide open that Caitlin Clark was used to. She couldn't do the in-between bounce passes to driving teammates. They couldn't get boards over Cardoza.
No.
And the rest of the team made timely shots. That game was tight. South Carolina had a 6-point lead going into the fourth quarter, and Iowa made runs, but every time they made a run, it was a shot. It was a timely 2-point. All right, we keep it. It's in 5. It's not in 3. It's in 7. Like, it was always enough space where South Carolina didn't get uncomfortable.
True. Well, Caitlin Clark's game. Do you see her performing well in WNBA?
Yeah.
So do I.
They
say they moved the Las Vegas Aces game already.
Yeah.
Ticket sales are high. I see her doing well. But I think Raven gave the blueprint on if you really want to get at her, what you got to do.
Yeah, but how many players in the WNBA can actually do that and get at her?
That's true.
Here's another problem with the WNBA.
I'm looking forward to her playing Kelsey Plum.
Yep. Who else is on Indiana?
Well, you got Aaliyah Boston.
Yeah, Aaliyah Boston. That's right. From soccer. That's gonna be a good matchup.
Yeah, it's gonna be nice.
Aaliyah versus Asia.
I think the Aces are gonna three-peat that.
Liberty might have something to say about that.
Good.
I love Jonquel Jones, so she is a great person. She's cool people with me. So
we got JD in the house saying, "What's good, fellas?"
What's up, JD?
The Collector. Dak Prescott. Where do you think the Dallas Cowboys are going?
Nowhere. It's Dallas Cowboys. But I don't want to hear anything about how much Dak gets paid, how everyone else has gotten paid who hasn't performed.
What about CJ Stroud? You think it's a real deal? You think he can duplicate second year what he did in the first year?
Good chance of it.
I don't see it happening, Big Jon.
He doesn't have any competition in the North.
That's true. But while we've been on this live, people are in offices looking at game film, and we'll show him defenses he's never seen. And then we got to see the greats adjust. I think he has the game to do it. Let's see if he adjusts.
I think he has the game and the personality. I mean, getting another receiver like Stephon Diggs is a good thing for the regular season. So, I like the coach, D'Amico Ryans. I like the coach.
I like him.
I think he's a leader of men.
I like him a lot.
That matters. Like Antonio Pierce in LA, another leader of men, and I like that.
I agree. Imani said CJ has a good team around. He does have a good team around.
But he has no competition in this division. You got Indianapolis. Don't think they're going to do anything. Who else is it in the AFC North? Don't know. AFC Central, not North. But
I got a question for Imani, though. Trevor Lawrence, Big Jon. When I say Trevor Lawrence, what are your thoughts?
Golden Boy?
Can he get that thing done now?
In Jacksonville, no. Trevor Lawrence has been picked as the next greatest thing since he stepped on campus in Clemson.
Since sliced bread, since they started slicing loaves, Trevor Lawrence.
As much praise as Sweeney gave Deshaun Watson, he couldn't wait to put Trevor Lawrence in.
Yeah.
No, he looks the part. But he got a good game. But I don't think Jacksonville's a good enough team. Nothing about that organization has ever said we want to be a Super Bowl winning organization.
I believe there are organizations that they don't know what to do. They don't have the talent in the office to ever make decisions, personnel decisions, to win on that level. They just don't know what to do.
I mean, the owner owns a bunch of teams and a bunch of soccer. He owns soccer team to a big soccer team, and I think that's where they know soccer. But we have so much money, we own this team as well.
I think Burrow is going to come back. Got something to say. I know T. Higgins is leaving or wants to leave, but still, I think Burrow has some game in him. And I'm excited to see. I know people are thinking, well, FD, who do you like? Who do you like, man? I think Herbert's going to have some stuff to say. They're putting talent around him. I think he'll finally be able to show with the play calling and the talent that's around him what he's made of.
If Herbert's good, you'll see his cards go up in the hobby.
Yep.
He's been a hobby darling. So people want to go back and buy his prism and his flawless and all the other stuff. Just not a fan of his game.
What quarterback do you get excited about when you think about the upcoming season?
None. My team doesn't have a quarterback, so I can watch and respect games. I like Lamar Jackson. Love the addition of Derrick Henry. Right. I like his play style. I like his leadership. I think he's a definite gamer. But I'm a Bears fan through and through, so like I watch football, but my money's going on my Bears, and we don't have a quarterback that I believe in right now. So,
do you think Lamar can ever really win a Super Bowl? Get over there.
Yeah. They got the defense for it.
What do you think about Vegas odds of them winning the Super Bowl not changing after Derrick Henry was signed?
Probably right. They're a running football team anyway. Derrick Henry just gives them the addition to run some more. But Baltimore's an organization who knows who they are. We're their defense first.
Mm-hmm.
That defense is good on all levels. They can ball control and run the ball on offense, and they can make timely passes and big plays when need to. He can win a Super Bowl.
You think Hollywood Brown was a big signing for the Kansas City Chiefs?
Yeah.
At least they have somebody now that can stretch the field, right?
Somebody can stretch the field, somebody won't drop passes.
That's right.
I mean, they won it with they didn't play Tony for a reason. You drop passes all year long.
Yeah.
They won a different way.
It's going to be interesting, man. If Mahomes wins another one, it gets interesting. I didn't know he had this in him. So.
Oh, we know. We know you didn't think about it.
No. I was very verbal about that. And I like the fact that I was. No. Didn't think so. Let's see Brock Purdy make a few more plays, man. What the hell was he doing? Jordan Love throwing across his body. What about the Packers were there? Come on, man. We got Imani saying Aiden O'Connell. Oh, Imani's been talking about Aiden O'Connell for a while.
That's the Raiders quarterback, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think the Raiders are going to be good, man. Antonio Pierce as a coach, I just believe players can get behind them and play a step above for coach. We'll see how his play calling is. We'll see and all that. But from a motivation standpoint, I think he can get them boys to play a step above.
It's going to be interesting, man. Like I said, we all know we're in a transitional period in the NBA and the NFL. Who's going to take the torch, run some more stuff off until that starts? Golden State.
You don't think Patrick Mahomes has the torch?
Oh, he has the modern day torch. He hasn't surpassed. To me, he's still not better than Joe Montana. That's me.
But he ain't played long enough.
Oh,
yeah. Accolades.
But there are people running with scissors right now, saying this guy is right on Brady. Like I don't know about that. You got to see. I always tell JD and I talk sometimes. I start talking to him about the hype train. You know, as soon as somebody does something on your TV, I can turn on Instagram and they're the greatest or something. Like, it's the best catch I've ever seen. It's the best. Like, no, just let that game in, and then let's see what's going on after that. This is not. You don't need to overreact here. Mahomes has shown himself to have the torch right now. He's a good player. We're talking about lifelong greatness, so we will see. He's definitely climbing the mountain faster than most people have. So we will see.
You know, Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes be thankful for each other.
They should be. Because Andy Reid's career was there was a guy who went places and couldn't get it done.
Could get you there, but couldn't get it done.
He winning 3 more. Imani. Come on, man. Imani's saying Mahomes is winning 3 more.
How many years you giving him? You went 3 and 6?
I'd give him the rest of his career, Big Jon.
Quite possible.
Yeah. I just don't see that. Don't see it. But we'll see.
Who do you see knocking him off?
Now, it could be a player right down in 8th grade. It could be somebody we don't even know.
No. Who do you see him knocking him off next year? Barring injuries.
You got Baltimore. You don't know what the Chargers are going to do. I'm just going to say with the AFC. I mean, you don't know. You know what Jordan Love's going to do with the Packers. There's quite a few teams who are not that far away from being in the mix of things. And, people talk about the 49ers. I don't see them doing that, but they're going to be around something.
When they need that apology, pronto.
No, I'm not J. Cole. I don't diss someone and destroy them and then start saying, you know what, I'm sorry. Let's talk about that. So J. Cole says he's sorry. Is he concerned about Compton's finest, or was this a market employee that he never really vibed with?
I'm gonna take J. Cole at his word from what his apology was, and
but what was his word? Let's make sure everybody knows. What was his word, Big Jon?
It didn't feel right in the spirit.
That tells me what though?
Somebody put a battery in his back.
What's that?
Somebody put a battery in his back.
Okay.
He dissed you. I mean, if you know what we know now in totality, right? Mm-hmm. Name of the album was Might Delete Later.
Yep.
Right. So that already kind of tells you, hey, he probably wasn't fully on putting this out.
Okay.
Looking at, I've dived a little deep in this. A lot of those songs on the album are old songs. Stuff that he's had in the vault. Mm-hmm. Just by the references in the songs. Things that happened, last year and stuff like that from the other artists that feature on it. Another thing is, it's an album with features. This is his first album he's ever put out with features on it. He's famous for going platinum with no features. Mm-hmm. So, and then another thing, if you listen to the first verse, he probably was talking about himself. Said everything about his albums that Kendrick Lamar could say to him, and got it out there on the reverse tip.
It's true.
So, mature enough to apologize, mature enough to say, listen, this is not a relationship I'm willing to sacrifice just for my trade game. That fits his personality, who he is.
But his lyrics in that one song, 7 Minute Drill, and some of the other songs
was off character.
It was odd.
It was out of character
odd to me when he was talking about pulling the trigger.
Yeah,
I was like, is this J. Cole? It was different. And then
it was good, but it was definitely.
Yeah, it was good.
It was definitely out of who we know him to be.
Yes, but so in less than 7 days, in less than 5 business days, in less than 48 hours almost, you're like, hey man, I'm sorry, man.
But because I think he wants to be known as the best rapper, but I think he wants to be known as not for beef, but because we get on a song together, and no matter what you said, I'm not rapping you. You know, the last year he just killed every feature, and again, to back that up, when they said, "Oh, he dissed when YB Youngboy dissed him," he came back and said it on the song. Everybody trying to put him in beef. He still want to do a song with him, so he's not trying to be in beef. It's not who he is. Probably can't take the heat.
Your mind says he can't take the heat. So let me ask this question though: where is Drake?
He will reply in a month when nobody cares anymore.
That's what I said the other day.
He's gonna reply when it's financially feasible. Right now, he is on tour, making money.
Yeah.
Rap beef.
Drake also knows lyrically. He doesn't want to jump in this. There's really no need to jump into this. You got 2 guys who could out rap him any day of the week.
But also, rap beef has been the best way to make money in hip hop.
That's what I thought day one almost. I woke up the next day and was like, J. Cole talking about shooting people, pulling triggers. This has to be marketing. Doesn't even make sense. This man historically has sliced and diced people or situations or lyrics and never talked about gun violence.
Right. Not in that glorified way. It was.
Okay, let's do this right quick. Rank J. Cole, Kendrick, and Drake. What's your rank?
Just the way you said it. J. Cole, Kendrick, and Drake.
That's the place I'm at. And I was at that place before we started talking about all this, before this even came out. J. Cole is like the people's champion, man.
Yeah.
You turn your radio, you're not hearing anything from this guy. But everybody knows
Drake is mainstream. Drake is good. Drake's mainstream, but Drake got killed by Pusha T. And let's just leave it at
he got
that.
destroyed and will never touch that. He got destroyed.
Yeah, he got destroyed. You can be mad. He can be mad at Kanye. He can be mad at whoever he want. Pusha killed him. And as far as when it comes to us being actual rap beef, he got Meek Mill, which is fine, but you also had the inside information.
Yeah.
Nicki gave you the inside information and then give it to Meek. It is what it is.
Yep, true. Very, very true.
But I listen to J. Cole weekly basis. I listen to Kendrick monthly basis. I listen to Drake when Drake comes on.
I'm just like you, man. I listen to J. Cole all the time. We can go to shows. Like, even G is like, oh, you listen to J. Cole? I listen to J. Cole all the time. I listen to Kendrick every once in a while now. And Drake is like, yeah, on the radio when I feel like listening to that. To me, Drake is like somebody woke up and they're still laying in bed and you threw on the microphone. And they're like, yeah. That's about it. I don't feel, back in the day, man, Tupac come out with an album, Big come out with an album. We battle our principle. I'm not listening to anything ahead of time. I'm not worried about what does somebody else say this sounds like. You and I are both at the record store buying off principle. You might go off and listen to it or do whatever you're doing today, but we're going to talk later about what we thought. I'm not doing that with Drake. I mean, I'm not just... He serves his purpose, man.
I'll hear a Drake album when I hear all the songs come on the radio. I'm not seeking out a Drake album.
Yeah.
I still listen to Nelly and Young Jeezy on a daily basis. So,
Young Jeezy, that first and second album. Yeah, I could listen to that any day of the week.
Yeah.
I could put in the other day. I put in some. Oh man, Juvenile. You know, Juvenile just made a video for a song he put out 20-something years ago.
Yep. His Tiny Desk was amazing.
Yeah, bro. And people act like it wasn't. Like somebody was talking about Justin Timberlake the other day. I was like, did y'all listen to Juvenile Tiny Desk? Scarface's was nice.
Yes, Scarface was nice too. So, what do you think about us not getting any verses anymore? So we talk about music. You know, back in the pandemic, that was a weekend highlight. We got a verses coming. This from now that they done sold it off.
Mm-hmm.
We're not in a pandemic. We don't get anything like that atmosphere anymore.
Nope. This is why I think people are coming with diss tracks.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I think when Jadakiss and them came out and destroyed Cameron and Dipset, destroyed them.
Yes.
A lot of people are. This is like boxing now. It's like you try to run away from the champ. You know, you try to go fight somebody and talk about the champ, but you don't want to fight the champ. People, I think, are afraid of getting destroyed.
I think what people, because it became so frequent that people forgot that your set list, your order mattered.
Yeah, it matters. Matters big time. Hold on 1 second.
Yep. Well, sir, I think in versus your best ones you had were Jeezy and Gucci.
Yeah, that was good.
Of course, Dipset and Locks, and then Ludacris and Nelly.
Yeah. What did you think about the young ladies? I didn't really watch a lot of that. Monica was against who?
I don't remember. Was it Brandy?
Yeah, I don't remember a lot of that.
I think it was Brandy because that's the only logical person that would have been against her.
I think it was Brandy. I remember them both sitting down.
That's just a lot of beef between them two.
Yeah, a lot.
Over one song.
Yeah. Yeah, but that Dipset, man, bro. Those dudes, I watched that thing probably 5 times. Those in totality.
Yes.
Over and over again. Those dudes got annihilated, man.
Oh, when he cut the music off and just started rapping, "Welcome to New York," that was a rap. Like, we don't need no mics.
Yeah.
I mean, you could have left Styles P and them off of it and just had Jada right there by herself take on all 3 of them.
Yes.
And his Dipset got songs.
He remembers lyrics after lyrics after lyrics. His mind is just different. He's not a simple rapper. And then you got Cameron. You know, I think Cameron's okay. You got Jim Jones. And what's the other guy's name?
Jules Santana.
Yeah. None of those guys ever excited me. I know I'm from Chicago. Sometimes those New York rappers just don't hit, but that never excited me.
So Jim Jones made me, the angers I've been at somebody up over music a couple months ago. He went on the interview and was like, "Oh, you know, Dipset, we spent time in Chicago and we were in K-Town and they accepted us and we did all this." I'm like, but he couldn't name a block.
You know that,
he couldn't name exactly what block he was on. Like, you're lying.
You know he wasn't in Chicago. You know he wasn't in Chicago.
I'm like, you're not telling the whole truth because K-Town.
You know nobody in Chicago is excited.
3 miles.
No, he's not excited about Jim Jones, bro. Yeah. Nobody's excited about that.
Like, you just can't say things like that. And, you know,
not in some of these. I don't want to use the word real cities, but not in a well-populated and historical city. No, you can't just say it.
Everything about hip-hop culture in Chicago is different than everywhere else. We don't have anything that's from East Coast, West Coast, South in Chicago that you can replicate from music, from people, from neighborhoods.
No.
From Cruise, it's completely different.
Yeah. Even if you get down to food, I don't care what you're talking about. Different.
So if you can't be specific about what you're talking about, don't talk about it.
Well, I think these guys get caught up, man. They get caught up in moving, jabbing, and they go on these radio stations or do these interviews, and they just start talking about stuff. I mean, I'm the kind of person today. I run into somebody, they say they're from Chicago. I'm like, oh, okay, where you from? Whatever comes after that, I know who I'm talking to.
Yep.
Oh, I'm from Evanston.
You're not from Chicago.
Okay. I'm from Joliet. Okay.
I mean, I get it, because if you're from Illinois, it's easy to tell somebody from Chicago. They can envision where you're from.
Yeah.
But when you're from Chicago, you tell me exactly where you're from.
Yeah.
And then I know exactly who I'm talking to. You visit Chicago. You went downtown a couple times.
Exactly. It's interesting that way. But you would think a guy from New York would know that you can't just go anywhere talking about parts of New York.
It's similar. To that fact, it's similar in New York. You can't say you from Brooklyn and be from Harlem, or they get upset. So it's just you should know to be a little more specific who you're talking to or who you're talking about.
Who do you think the best rapper of all time is?
The best rapper of all time? Probably Jay.
You think Jay-Z?
Yeah.
Okay.
My favorite rapper of all time is Nelly. So that is my favorite rapper of all time.
Okay.
But if you're talking about best rapper, you're probably Jay-Z and Eminem.
Okay.
I was asking my wife today, I was like, could you imagine Dr. Dre and them coming out with Guilty Conscience in this atmosphere?
Oh, it'd be wild.
I was listening to that earlier. Like,
yeah. Imani says Ludacris.
Ludacris don't get enough respect. Chicken and Beer was an amazing album. One of my freshman year college albums I listened to on the bus going back and forth to work in school. Like,
let me just ask you this though. Yeah, Buster was cold. Buster
was cold.
Let me just ask you this though. Going back to Ludacris, what is he talking about?
Everyday normal stuff. It wasn't about shooting guns. It was fun music. It was club, but it wasn't violent.
No, I'm not looking for violence. I'm looking for storytelling.
What storytelling? I got area codes is the stories I have around that one song is hilarious. I've seen somebody break up with a girl using area codes.
Well, when area codes came out, that song dictated a lot socially.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot. There was a lot going on there. It was almost like the male version of "Say My Name" by Beyonce.
Mm-hmm.
A lot going on.
Retort to Scrubs.
Yep.
But I mean, he was talking about yep.
He was
talking about, but he was definitely talking about adult stuff, sexual stuff in his album.
He was.
But
and I like Ludacris. It's just when you're storytelling, when you're Scarface, when you're Big, when you're Pac, when you're Chuck D, when you're storytelling, when you're KRS-One in some joints, your storytelling is high. It's just a whole nother situation to me. And Ludacris' storytelling was okay, but just not on that level.
Yeah, but his flow was on that level. He got a top 10 flow. Like he could.
Yeah. So when I look at Ludacris, I just still see a guy who was on the radio in Atlanta and said, "I'm about to be a rapper." and said some catchy stuff that gets and grabs your attention. He was good at that. And some stuff that you can bump in the club.
But he was in Atlanta then.
That's right.
So that's what Atlanta music was at that time.
Yeah.
It was the club scene music to get on. Same thing with, like, when I went to school in South Carolina from Chicago, it took me years to like T.I. It took me hearing T.I. On a track with Nelly to me to like T.I. and understand how he raps.
Okay.
To understand that I used to get in arguments, almost in the fist fight with people, just like I don't understand this. This is not what I'm used to.
Well, when I heard Rubber Band Man, it's when I saw T.I.
See, it took me years to like Rubber Band Man. It took me years to put some respect on T.I. name. You know, now Paper Trail, one of my top 5 albums.
Yes, it is. When I was in college, I had a roommate who swore up and down. This dude almost got into fist fights with some people, arguing that what is his name? Flavor in Your Ear. What's his name?
Got brand new. I don't know.
Come with the flavor in your ear. Craig Mack.
Craig Mack.
Saying that Craig Mack rapped better than Notorious did.
No.
And this is back when their first 2 albums were out.
No.
Dude, we knew that. The people were like, what the hell are you talking about? And this dude would be adamant about, man, Craig Mack, listen to this. He turned it up. It's like, bro, you can turn that up to 20. He's not touching Big, bro. The level of storytelling that this man is on and how he's using wordplay. Come on, man.
FD, I'll give you a prime example of ludicrous storytelling. Go back and listen to Runaway with him and Mary J. That's one of the best storytelling songs you can listen to.
I can see that.
Or back then.
Re-listen to it tonight, but I can see that. He's a gifted guy, man. I can't diss him or shade him, because to go from radio to rapping and being the rapper that he was to going to movies and doing what he's done in movies, I can't take anything away from him. So,
you know, but you just think about him, Shauna, Kanye, and OID were all in the same class in elementary school at one point.
Mm-hmm.
Like the talent of that group right there coming out of Chicago is crazy.
Yeah, you said Shauna. True.
Yeah. Knows the dope lyricist. The Brat don't get enough credit for her storytelling.
She doesn't. She should get more. 60644. She should get a lot more than what she does. She doesn't get
Jermaine Dupri don't get enough credit for his ability as a producer.
He doesn't. But not just producing rap, but also producing R&B. But look at Imani talking about telling Big Jon. Look at Imani over there. Hero 3 says, Big J, who are you collecting and who are you flipping? Card and all kinds.
So I am collecting. Let's see, what did I just buy? So I just bought some wrestling cards today. Some Montez Ford, because it's my favorite wrestler right now.
Okay.
So I just bought some wrestling cards, looking for Trick Williams, Tiffany Stratton. You know, that's my wave right now because I'm getting ready for Bowman. I'm getting ready for Bowman baseball. I'm going to get a lot of flipping, collecting opportunities in the new Bowman set coming out.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm waiting for. I just sent last month 5 cards to consign with PC Sports Cards, which were 2 Jordans, some baseball, and a soccer card, which I just had laying around. So Neymar Jr. out of 50.
Okay.
Just figured try to see how it goes. And then I'm about to send some Fernando Tatis's out, some Anthony Edwards. What else I got here? Some Lewis Roberts out here, and a couple Star Wars cards out to consignment now, just to get them sold and get some funds in to buy. I'm looking for a big Kobe White card to get, or better Prism Auto.
Well, I thought you should. You and I talked about when Kobe started, when he became a starter. I was hitting you up. I thought at some point that would be your move.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Because, dude, you talked about Kobe White.
This is just the graded box right here.
Yeah.
This is just the graded box of Kobe's right here, which is a bunch of hoops and mosaic graded stuff. But I'm just looking forward to getting another auto.
Did you ever move that one you had? The one you had
I moved one of them, yeah.
Okay.
I moved one of them for like $80.
Okay.
But I kept these two. So this is one I kept.
Nice.
Autographs. And then I still have this encased double patch.
Nice.
So I'm keeping those two. But
what kind of year you think he can have next year?
Billy Donovan still the coach?
Mm-hmm.
I think he'll be an all-star next year. Realistically.
I really think he could be an all-star as well.
Now, I think he can be an all-star. And I think AO takes another leap.
Okay.
What Billy Donovan came out and said a couple of days ago that they asked him about Joakim Noah, and it's like he's like Joakim Noah just wanted it more, and he sees the same thing in those two. They just want it more.
Okay.
So again, I love Billy Donovan for young players. I hate him for vets.
Okay. Ever since he said, what was he going? To the Orlando Magic?
Yeah, and then didn't go.
And then the next day said, I'm good. I don't even pay attention to Billy Donovan, man. Whatever he's talking about.
Pulled the Josh McDaniels special.
Yeah, like whatever, man.
But he did a good job with OKC. Landing foundation.
He did.
With young college level players. He is very good with that first year with Lonzo, Zach, and DeMar. It was bad. He doesn't. Vets don't react the same way to him as the young ones do.
So Zach LaVine is gone.
Yeah.
DeRozan.
Stan.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's staying. Him and Kobe.
Vucevic, Drummond.
Vucevic.
I think
Vucevic has to go, right? He has to go.
He's staying because Patrick White's gonna be the odd one out.
I can see that.
The fact that when you put Vooch and Patrick in the same time, they go halves without grabbing rebound. But you put Drummond and Vooch in, they both grab 15. There's some fundamental play styles that don't match up.
Hold on, Joe has a great question. Rank these four: Justin Jefferson, Lamb, Chase, St. Brown.
Who's Lamb? Oh, CD Lamb.
Yeah.
Chase, Jefferson, St. Brown, Lamb.
Yeah, I got Lamb at 4. I will put St. Brown at 3. I'm gonna go Jefferson then Chase if Jefferson is healthy. But Jefferson, who's his quarterback?
Don't know.
It ain't gonna be my man from USC. I don't believe that. You can't ride with him for 17, 18 weeks. I don't believe that. So somebody come time. Yeah, somebody has to come time. Then Joe says he says Hill, Cheetah, Tyreek.
So you see that circle back right there? That's 5 receivers who cars are nowhere on the level as Justin Herbert.
And they won't be. No.
But they are so good.
Yes. You can have the rarest of the rare. The price will go up, but it's never going to be on an exclusive QB level. No.
That's
you could be Super Bowl MVP. You could pull a Jerry Rice and be Super Bowl MVP. It'll do a little bump.
So here's my question: OBJ, did he just retire?
Yeah, he's done, man. He's been done. He was done when he tore his knee up with the Rams.
Mm-hmm.
He was done. So this is a cycle of athlete to me. You try to get paid, you get paid, and then you pick up checks. Right? He's in the pickup check zone. Somebody probably signed him. I don't know if he has to be done if he doesn't want to be, but he's really done with football. It's not nothing happening there, man. His speed is reduced. His plant and redirect is greatly reduced. It's not. Odell Beckham made a career off one catch.
Yep.
He made money off one catch. A lot of people got into that. This is ESPN zone, man. That's what we're in right now. He made money off that catch, and that's about it. That's what he'd be known for. He's not a Hall of Famer. Never will be. And the person who really exemplifies that is Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon Bell was never anything, man. He had 2 seasons, but he has some moves that they put on ESPN. He made a career out of it.
Tomlin is a very special coach.
Yes. And that's the only reason I like the fact that Fields got moved there.
Mm-hmm.
He can bring a lot out of people. He's a
one-handed catches get made every day in the NFL now. Hero 3.
Yeah. Yeah, it's every day. He's
You've
nothing
seen
special.
better catches than that.
Yeah. Odell's nothing special. That is nothing special, what he was doing.
But the wide receiver position in the NFL is the deepest, most talent-rich position in the NFL.
Yeah, but a lot of these guys take themselves out. They get hurt. They have problems with coaches. They become Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs is past his prime.
Yeah.
He's about to enter the pickup check zone. I really
AJ
don't
Brown?
see much. I don't see much happening with the Texans. I just don't see much happening there.
What do you think about
Remember
AJ
Julio
Brown?
Jones?
He's in that same spot.
What's that?
AJ Brown's in that same spot where he's complaining about touches.
Yeah.
Even when we're winning and we're complaining about making a catch.
Yeah, because he knows he has some incentives in his contract that he's trying to get. Hey, man, you can't incentivize people to catch balls and get yards, and then when they become these divas, people look at them like, "What's your problem?" They're paying these guys like that, so they only a select few are going to go beyond that and think about the totality of the team. The rest of them are going to be average on how they approach the game. And Stephon Diggs is in that zone, like he's doing catch drills. Like, come on, man. C.J. Stroud doesn't throw him the ball a couple of games, or something else happens, he'll be complaining about this, that, and the other. We just need the NFL needs to get Justin Jefferson a quarterback. Hey, I was thinking.
No, they don't.
What's up?
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
Oh, in the Bears division, they don't.
Oh well, but Sam Darnold is not. Well, hey, I got something that can shake up the world. What if Juju Watkins said, "I want to transfer to South Carolina"?
I feel sorry for the rest of women's basketball.
Well, I would love to see Don Staley as her coach.
Listen. Don Staley's a special coach. 16 years at one school. I mean, everybody's like, when she's winning now, she went years without winning.
Yep.
Building a culture,
Mm-hmm.
building a culture and a brand. She's getting every number one player in South Carolina are coming to play for her. She's not letting talent in state go.
No,
they're not going to UConn anymore. They're not going to Tennessee anymore. So,
hey, Hero 3 asked about Puka. I hope people know that Puka and what's the other kid's name?
Cooper Kupp.
Cooper Kupp are products of that system.
2 Julian Edelmans overachieving.
Yeah. So if Hero 3, I wouldn't get too hyped. Cooper Kupp will never have a season like that again. Cooper Kupp is not going to be a Hall of Famer. And we're going to see more about Puka. What is he all about?
He's an athlete, though.
He's that. That's why he thrives in that system. So much left to right in that system. throwing to the guy who just went motion behind some blocking. It's just a bunch of. It's a system that's about confusion. So
again, talent, the most talent in the NFL is at the wide receiver position. We haven't even talked about DJ Moore, haven't talked about Mike Williams, haven't talked about Amari Cooper. It's so much talent in the wide receiver position, and cards are dirt cheap.
but they're probably gonna stay there, Big Jon.
Yeah, you can't make money off of receivers.
Mm-mm. Garrett Wilson.
If you get a quarterback, and I ain't talking about Aaron Rodgers.
What is he going to do this season? That's going to be interesting.
Plays and retire.
I don't think much. I don't foresee much.
I don't think much of the Jets in general.
No.
So
from top down, pretty mediocre to pathetic, or is going to do something to. Think about how many players they brought in at the end of their picking up checks of their career.
Oh, Brett Favre.
LaDainian Tomlinson, Le'Veon Bell. You can just, I think, if I remember correctly, a couple of receivers went over there at the end. Well, we'll see. Big Jon, it's always good having you here, man.
Always, man.
We can talk sports. We can talk cards. We got to do another one in the future where we get Monty on here with us. We got to hear some of these takes, these Aiden O'Connell. We'll wait until we get into the season, maybe a little bit. Get an Aiden O'Connell guy on here.
I've got to get money on here to talk a little F1. Give us some F1 education.
Yeah, give us some F1.
Definitely not getting an F1 cards anytime soon, but it's good to know more about the sport.
That's right. That is correct. Man, I always appreciate you coming on. Spending your time, giving us your thoughts. I always appreciate your opinion. That's why I hit you up about stuff, see what you think, and pick your brain about stuff.
Likewise, man, it's always good to come on and talk. But,
I think Kobe White's gonna have a good season next year, man.
I think Kobe White's gonna have a good season. I think my Cubs are gonna have a good season this year. Still Bowman's gonna be good. It's a lot of good players in that product next month. I'm gonna be all over that, I think.
There you go. I can't wait to see what you hit, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Big Jon, I appreciate you, man.
All right, man. Have a good night.
You too, brother. Thank you. Tell your family we say hello.
I will.
All right. I'll talk to you soon.
Talk to you.
Bye-bye.